Hello, Ian here from Dark Blaze Workshop. Welcome back to another video. This one we're painting Dolores Umbridge. Okay, here we go with Umbridge. Yeah, it's good fun using the pinks and purples for a change. Yeah, hope you enjoy it. Cheers. Miss Umbridge. I'm sure she's a miss. Skin's already been done, as you can see. I did a slight zenithal priming, just primed it grey and then sprayed white from directly above, and that gives a nice effect and it shows you where the shadows are. I might do another video on that actually. If you go on the channel and look for, I think it was the second part of the Two-Face mini-series, the Batman painting series. If you have a look at that one, that goes through zenithal priming on that one. Anyway, right, the skin has been done, as you can see, same process as Dumbledore a few episodes ago. The hair is a dark brown, any dark brown. I think I used the Vallejo colour, but I can't remember what it was. But you can use, if you use Citadel paints, it's Rhinox hide-ish. And just do a couple of really thin coats so it then collects in the recesses. So what I'm going to do now is use some Agrax Earthshade to shade it. And I've got quite a bit on my brush. Can probably see it's loaded up. You can't even see the point on the brush anymore. I'm using a size 1, my trusty size 1 Winsor & Newton Series 7. And I'll just let that collect in the recesses there. I'll get rid of a little bit on a paper towel because I don't want to mess up the skin, so I'm just going around the edges of the hair, so I'm actually framing the skin with a dark colour. Yeah, happy with that. And just wait for that to dry. For Umbridge, I used Genestealer purple, but I added a little bit of lilac to it. And that's the first coat, but that was like 2 drops of paint, 2 drops of water and a drop of the flow improver. I think we'll get away with that. I don't think I need another coat, so fairly happy. And straight onto the skirt. I've got 2, I know I've mixed too much paint here for it, but I've used 2 parts of Genestealer purple and 1 part of Kislev flesh, just to get like a desaturated kind of pink. I'm not entirely sure what colour it is on the box art, but it looks similar to what I've got here now, so I'll stick with it. There's not that much of it there anyway, so hopefully if I do the coat properly you won't even look at the skirt. The stripes on the frock and the cape will catch your eye, I think. So that'll take 2 coats as well. So for this skirt I've done 2 coats. 2 coats on the tights, and I've done the shoes the same colour as the original base coat on the top half. In hindsight, I'd only have gone with Slaanesh grey for the tights now, so I'm just going to layer it on there on its own. For the skirt, I'm doing another coat, but I'm just staying on the uppermost folds of the skirt, so where they fold in towards the body, I'm not putting any paint in there. And it should serve as a highlight because we've gone, my usual thinner paint. We've still got some of the zenithal priming showing through in the shadows. So when we do a highlight, then we won't have to work as hard to get the contrast. So I'll put some Slaanesh grey onto the tights, and then I'll come back when it's dry. So back to the top half, I've got Genestealer purple with a little bit of Xerius purple into it, and the plan is to just accentuate the shadows. So I'm thinking I've got my brush is a bit big for this, but it's very thin, probably more than 50% water, and I'm just going into the creases of the cape. Get in there under the fold. So under there will be totally unshadowed because of the handbag, and then we'll put some more under the forearm. A little bit down here towards the wrists. But this bit here I'm going to feather off, so I'll dip my brush in water and I'll try and keep hold of my brush and just feather it off there. So what I'm doing is just diluting the paint. To finish off is just a little bit in there, I think. I think we've been all the way around now. No, I'll do that one again. It's nice and subtle, but it will make a difference. I don't want to do too much of a highlight because the stripes are going to be quite dark anyway. Yeah, let's wait for that to dry. So what I've got now is the original Genestealer purple mix, purple and lilac. I've added a little bit more lilac to it. I'm just gonna, like the other episodes, we stay on the top of the creases. Let's use the side of my brush there for the edge. Just picking out the highlights on the cape. What I'm going to do now is feather it off, so I'm dipping my brush in water and I'm going to push that pigment back up. Get the creases there. Okay, so while that's still drying, I'll go straight to lilac on its own, and I've added a little bit more than 50-50 water, picking out the edges again. So I'm going on top of where I've already highlighted. I'm pushing the pigment up. I've got a nasty ding in her shoulder there. I should have filled that way with the green stuff, but I was too eager to start. Okay, right, we'll leave it there for now. Might need another coat. We'll see what it's like when it dries. Let's keep pushing that pigment up, because that's where the lightest area is going to be. So I just got water on my brush now just to push it all back. So we'll leave it dry. Okay, so I've already made a start on this stage. I've added some Xerius purple to a little bit of black, I'm keeping it thin, but all I've done is I'll make marks. You know, I divided the cape in half to start with, and let's decide how many lines I want, and I just do a little dot where I want each one, and then I'll do the dots. I'll try and line them up, you know, vertically that way, and then start just joining them up basically, so you get a straight line. So that's the plan. I'm going to continue that with the top half now. But, so there's going to be one there. 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 Maybe one there. And then I'll get a bit closer, but I'll work from above, and I'll just do this a little stroke to start with, and I'll put the dots on there, you know, where I think they're going to line up, and it is just a case of joining up the dots then. So as long as you got the spacing right to start with, and then just make your lines. I'll do the raised curves first, and then I'll leave the shadows till I actually draw the full line. That's the plan anyway. So once I get the lines in, we'll come back. So as you can see, I've done the marks, corresponding marks as I was going round. So get a bit more paint. I didn't realise how awkward this was going to be with the camera in the way. But obviously you'll be able to steady your hand, and I'll show you on something. I'll show you on the cork what I would do. I'd put my finger on Umbridge's head and just trying to balance myself so I can do the straight strokes. So it takes a bit of practice, but if you try and use just the tip of your brush rather than the body of the brush, you know, where it flays out like that, just keep it to the tip and you should be okay. Okay, so we've joined up all the lines, and I've done about 3 coats on some of them just to get it nice and dark, and on some of them I've been trying to widen them a bit. But on the box art, I was looking that the bottom line is straight, but then there's like sort of random patterns, so that's what I've been doing up the top, is just adding little bits here and there, and again building that up over a couple of layers. But I'm not entirely convinced that I'll like it, but I'll carry on until it's all done. So I'll come back and I'll weave it. Okay, so that's all the lines added with the detail in between, and I must admit that I really don't like it at all. I don't know. I might have to buy another one at this rate. Anyway, I've used the same purple and black mix to go around the buttons and the frill at the bottom as well. So I've gone all the way around the bottom of the cape, just filling in the shadows basically, the creases, and the inside of the capes and at the wrist, and there's a cuff as well to the, well, I don't know what it is, a dress I suppose. So that's the cape finished. What I need to do now is concentrate on the skirt and the shoes and then the hair. So we'll do the skirt next. Right, for the skirt I've put a little bit of demonette hide with a little bit of black in it in the recesses of the folds. I'm going back in with the base coat. Remember we added flesh to, can't remember if it was Xerius purple or Genestealer purple, one of those. Anyway, I've added a little bit of ivory to that. I was going to pick out I'm not going to do crosses on the box art because I've tried it, it didn't look great. So I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to look at a skirt anyway, so it's, I think because of all the stripes on the cape, I think that's where it's going to draw your eye, and obviously to the face as well. So I'm not that concerned about this little bit. If we'll need to, we'll give it another coat. Okay, right, hair next. So for the hair, I got my hands on some XV88, and same deal as the Weasley twins is just to pick out the strands, and they want to be lighter up at the parting. It's moving because I've pinned her into cork, and the pin didn't go in very far at all, so it's quite springy. So I'm going to have to actually hold the legs so she stays still. Right, you get the idea. Pick out every strand. You can use the side of your brush on this as well, because we'll save the point for later on when we get into some highlights and get more control then. This is just to bring the colour back after the wash. I think that's going to be the main focus of the highlights, is around this bit here. Okay, so I've added quite a bit of Balor Brown to the mix and some more water. I've done one coat already. I'll just show you where I've been though. I want to pull the pigment towards the centre part in, so I'll do the top of the head first, and then I'll move around then. And then you don't want to go all the way down the head, just stay up about the top half, go down to about the ear line. Right, I'll do for that one, and I'll just add in some bone colour. So for another highlight now, I've added in the bone colour, and same again. I'm going to try and pick out. There's a couple of strands there. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I think I lost the battery on the camera, but what I did with the bone colour and the brown was I did these two curls there. I had to paint both of them, and then I put a dark line of Rhinox hide in afterwards to separate them, so it looks a bit better that way. Overall, I love the purple. I don't like the stripes, so yeah, never mind, lesson learnt. We'll take some pictures now for the the Facebook group and the thumbnail, and then I'll start doing the wrap up. There we go, another one off the list. She's done. Any questions, get in touch in the comments below. I'll try and help you out. But that's it for me for now. We'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.